way I begin to introduce solving equations with variables on both sides is to create a few little simple envelope pockets with some pieces inside. I just get pattern blocks. I fill the envelopes with the same amount, and then I go ahead and establish an equation that I know is going to work, and I set that up in front of the students. I don't tell them we're talking about equations, I just go ahead and set that up for the students. So I tell them I'm placing 3 envelopes with the same amount on this side of the scale, and I'm only placing 2 envelopes with the same amount in each envelope on this side of the scale. I tell them I'm also putting an additional 4 pieces on this side of the scale, and to remain balanced I'm going to put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I put 9 pieces on this side of the scale. When we talk about any action that we're going to do, we want to remain balanced at all times. So if I want to change things, I have to make sure everything stays balanced on the equation, and I ask them to try to figure out how much is in each envelope. So they have a little mystery to solve for me. As they're beginning to solve it, I ask them to prove it to me. So we have to continue working through the scale until we just have 1 envelope left on one side and a certain number of pattern blocks on the other. So they'll eventually start saying things like, okay, let's remove 1 envelope, or sometimes they'll say, let's remove 2 envelopes. So we're going to remove 2 envelopes from the scale. After we do that, we know everything's still balanced because we removed an equal amount from both sides. And then they'll say, well, that's okay, let's take those 4 pieces out of this side. And if we take 4 pieces out of this side, we have to take 4 pieces out of this side. So we'll take those 4 pattern blocks out of this side, leaving only the envelope. And then we remove 4 pattern blocks from this side. Because we've done the same thing at all times to both sides, our scale still remains balanced. So then they can conclude that this envelope has to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces inside. And then I reveal to them that, in fact, there are 5 pattern blocks. So once we've done that, I set it back up again for them, and I let them see that in equation form. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 on that side, and there were 4 pieces on this side. We talk about the envelopes representing something unknown, and that we know that variables can represent the unknown. So we set up that we have 2 unknowns, or 2 envelopes with 9 extra pieces on this side. On this side we had 3 envelopes with 4 extra pieces. Then we just talk about how initially we took 2 envelopes from both sides. We did the same thing to both sides of the equation, keeping the equation balanced. So we ended up with, and I always like to kind of draw a line where the equal sign is so they kind of see the scale is staying balanced. We realized that that is a 0, leaving us only those 9 pieces here. Over here we still have 1 envelope, or 1 unknown. We could leave that as X or 1X, and there are 4 pieces. After that, they told me to take out all 4 of those pieces. So I take out those 4 pieces, but because I took 4 out of that side, I also had to take 4 out of this side to keep the scale balanced. So once we do that, we remove these 4, but we also remove 4 from this side, leaving us with 1 envelope, or we can just call that X, and over here 5 pieces. So we know that this envelope has to have 5 pieces. And that's how I start solving equations with my students, so they have a visual model of why we have to do the same thing to each side of the equation. Hope that helps.